There's a spawn spot for dogs and giants at the top.
Okay.
At the top? Yeah, it's up there already. There's a dog.
Just be quiet.
There's a steam leak on it. Oh, mask! Mask, mask. Oh, it's a mask! It just came out of the vent.
Well, like, there's a person with a mask on?
Yes,
Oh, fuck.
yes. Oh, he just floated across that platform, yes he did!
He jumped in!
Yes, he jumped in!
Oh, good. They gave the AI real good jumping skill.
He floated across it!
He floated?!
Oh, no,
Okay.
I love chaos.
No, no.
Oh my gosh, you idiot! Stop! Stop! Take that! Kill him! Oh
He
my
already
god.
put it on.
You idiots. Okay, we're good.
Maddie, stop her, stop her, stop her!
I'm dead. How
Too
did that
wrecked.
not kill you?
If you just gritty past them, they don't see you. Did you know that?
Yo, what?
What the heck? That ain't real. What is going on?
Dude, I've seen storm things.
How are you guys not dead? What the frick?
They're just built different.
I'm leaving that room. Head back.
Oh. Not good, not good, not good, not good. Yeah, that's not worth it. Let's just ignore the mode. Ah! Aw, it's Eclipse.
I hear a dog. I'm gonna go pet it.
What the fuck?
Maddie?
Yeah, spider, I'm so dead.
Well, like, we don't have enough loot.
Okay. Well, I didn't have a key for that one way, but there was a lot of monsters. Oh, it's on this wall. Why is it right? It's so sad how you died from that turret.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. It wasn't activating, and then it activated. I was like, maybe this is a blind spot here, and it was not.
Yeah, we were both standing there.
Guys, there's a turret.
Yeah, you can.
What the frick?
Felix, I love you.
Oh, I found the apparatus room. What the frick, man? Where's the coil head?
dead?
No, I almost died.
Where's she?
Up here.
It's freaking
Where's the, what do you mean the key?
spider. Oh, the mask! You get a shot.
Yeah!
Oh,
Good.
He doesn't
stay
Fuck
down.
you,
He doesn't
Alex.
I don't wanna lie.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
You missed out my jam. Christmas. I don't want
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
I don't want for Christmas. I don't want
Christmas.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
I don't want a lot for
I don't want a lot.
I don't want a lot.
for Christmas. I just wanna cross this gap, and I don't want.